Hi everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to finish up the first part here of the unit, and this is called, it's 3.8, and it's called Indirect Measurement. Indirect Measurement. This is page 238. Okay, go ahead and make sure your name is at the top, and your class hour, and put today's date. All right. So today we're going to, and there's some weird words in here, so stay with me. We're going to solve problems involving indirect measurement using shadow reckoning. Solve problems involving indirect measurements using shadow reckoning. This one's always like my favorite lesson just because of the weird words. Shadow reckoning. I reckon I have a shadow. I don't know. All right. Maybe I'm like Peter Pan. I lost it somewhere. Okay, and then the second part's going to be solve problems and using surveying methods. Solve problems using surveying methods. That's an R right there, sorry. Surveying methods. All right, don't panic, this is super easy. Okay, I know everyone's like, oh my God, the words. Yeah, I know. It's worded so weird, but I'm telling you, this is easy. Once I get going, I'm like, oh, we know all this already. In which I say, yes, I know. That's why I keep saying, we are not going to learn new math, we're just applying everything we already learned. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. If you need more time, go ahead and pause it. Example 1 says, the lead statue of the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C. casts a 43.5-inch shadow at the same time a nearby tourist casts a 32-inch shadow. If the tourist is 64 inches tall, how tall is the lead statue? So I looked at pictures of this, and basically it's just a whole bunch of these statues in a row, okay? And then that's what it looks like. It's just a bunch of statues in a row. All right, so we're trying to figure out what our thing is. So if you notice here, all right, or if you've never noticed before, take a look at the picture. Okay, so when you're standing on the ground, you yourself, okay, are the tall part of the triangle most of the time, okay? Then you would measure your shadow, and then once you measure that part, because you could actually physically do that, you can actually figure out then how tall a tree is by just figuring out how long its shadow is, and so on, okay, by setting up proportions. All right, so they've already got the little triangles drawn for you. It's literally the same thing that we just covered with similar figures. The only difference is we have like real things instead of just random shapes. All right, so I've never tried this actually outside on my own. I'm sure it does work, but you can always try it. All right, so here we go. So my h, which is my height of my soldier, he's going to line up with the height of the little guy over there. So that's going to be h over 64. Equal to, and then this shadow is 43.5 inches. And the little guy's shadow is 32. All right, so again, it's the same math as what we've been doing. So we're going to do 32h equals, and then grab your calculator, 64 times 43.5. So if you haven't grabbed one, go ahead and pause it and grab one real quick. 64 times 43.5, that's going to give us 2,784. We're going to divide by the coefficient of 32. That's going to give us 87. 87. All right, and again, are we supposed to label or not? We'll take a look. It just says H. So do we need to include measurements? Yes, we do, because it does not say H inches, it just has H. So we need to rewrite that says 87 inches. Okay, so don't forget to label. Now let's go ahead and circle that because it all kinds of blends in right there. All right, so again, it's the same math, we just call it something different. All right, that's why I said I always enjoy second semester the most, because we don't really learn a lot of new math. It's just applying everything we've already learned in previous lessons. All right, let's try the guided question. Just to give you a heads up, it's easier if you draw pictures. Okay, make triangles and go. All right. All right, let's take a look. It says, suppose a bell tower casts a 27.6 foot shadow. At the same time, a nearby tourist casts a 1.2 foot shadow. If the tourist is 6 feet tall, then how tall is the tower? All right, just for the sake of time, I'm only going to draw some triangles here. You all know I can't draw to save my life, so I'm not even going to attempt to draw this thing out to make it look like it's supposed to. So as you can tell, my triangles don't even go straight up and down. So I'm horrible at drawing. All right. So it says the tower's shadow is 27.6. So that would be down here on the ground. Okay? And it says the tourist's shadow is 1.2. He's 6 feet tall. And we're trying to figure out how tall our tower is. All right? So we're going to have x over 6. And then 27.6 over 1.2. All right, so we cross multiply and divide, so that would be 1.2x equals, and then 6 times 27.6 is 165.6. Divide that by 1.2, and it came out to 138. There were no measurements, correct? Yes, it just says how tall, so we need to be specific. So 138. And the towers in feet, I'm assuming, yeah. Okay, there it is, 138 feet. All right, let's try another example. It says, suppose the San Jacinto Monument in La Porte, Texas, casts a shadow of 285 feet. At the same time, a nearby tourist who is 5 feet tall casts a 2.5 foot shadow. How tall is the San Jacinto Monument? All right, so again, let's draw some triangles here. I'll try to make that one a little bit straighter this time. There we go. So at least kind of looks close to what it's supposed to. All right, so we do not know how tall the monument is. We know that it has a shadow of 285. We know that the kid, or whoever it is 5 feet tall, and their shadow is 2.5 feet. All right, so in this case, we would have x over 5, and then 28, that's supposed to be 285, yeah. So it would be 285 over 2.5. All right, so it's 2.5x. Equals, and then 285 times 5, which is 1,425. Okay, go ahead and type that all in. And we should get 570. All right, and everything's in feet. Yeah, so 570 feet. All right, let's continue on. All right, number 2 says, in the figure, triangle STU is similar to triangle VQU. Find the distance across the pond. All right, so we have the bottom here, which is QU, which matches up with TU. So that would be 16 with 10. All right, and then we did the top one first, so that would be X with 20. Okay, so for this one we would have 10x, 16 times 20, which is going to be 320. Divide that by 10, and then just drop off the 0. Whoops. And that just makes it 32. All right, that one was labeled for us, so we don't have to label in that one. It's just 32. Again, if they give you the measurement already, you don't actually have to label it. All right, let's try the got it question, and go ahead and try the need another example as well, all by yourself. I think you guys got this down now. Okay, let's take a look here. It says, in the figure, triangle QRS is similar to triangle URT. Find the distance from the cabin to the mess hall. All right, so we would have, we'll go left to right this time. So we'll go 138 with 46. And then we'll have x over 60. Okay, so that's 46x. And then we will have 8,280 over 46. And that's going to make 180. Again, that one's labeled for us, so we actually don't have to label there. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, if you haven't tried this one yet, go ahead and try it on your own first. So go ahead and pause it. All right, it says in the figure, triangle PQT is similar to triangle PRS. Find x, the distance across the lake. All right, so let's see, 12 matches up with x. And 25 matches up with 60. So that's going to make 25x is equal to, and then 12 times 60 is actually 720. We'll divide that by 25. And that one's going to come out to 28.8. And that one's not been labeled, so we do need to actually label it. So that's going to be meters. 28.8 meters. Okay. And that's it for this one. So like I said, the math really isn't going to change too much from here. It's going to be read it, figure it out, cross multiply, divide, those kinds of things. All right, nothing really new necessarily, just kind of a new concept more than a new skill. So that's what we've got. All right, thanks so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.